Welcome to A Radiantly Healthy Life, the podcast where we explore natural health and wellness just for women. Here, we'll dive into a mix of mindfulness, homeopathy, herbal remedies, functional medicine, and those tried and true traditional methods. I'm Amy Whitbeck, your host and fellow traveler on this journey toward better health. As a natural health coach, I'm excited to share insights and tips I've learned not only through personal experience, but also from the amazing women I coach. So grab your favorite cup of tea or cozy drink, and let's chat as we walk this path to radiant health and happiness. Hello, thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to talk about 9 truths about adrenal fatigue that you need to know. So if you're just starting your journey to healing, I want to tell you that I'm glad you're here, and I have 9 adrenal fatigue truths and encouragement that I think is going to help. I sincerely hope that you find what you're looking for, but let me share with you a few truths about adrenal fatigue recovery, or healing from any health issue really, that I've learned after dealing with thyroid and adrenal issues, severe hormonal balance, along with undiagnosed anemia for over 8 years. There's some hard truths. And we're going to start with the less sunny side of the subject because I really want to end this post on a positive note. Some of these truths may seem unsettling or sad or discouraging, but my goal is not to bring you down. The reason I'm sharing this info is that while not everyone deals with these health issues, some do. And if that's you, I want you to know that you're not alone. Many who are dealing with or have dealt with adrenal fatigue or other health issues have felt this way. So without further ado, let's get started. Many people may not understand. For some people, even close friends or family, it's hard to believe that you don't feel well or that you aren't sick in the way that they normally think of sickness. You may look tired, have no energy, or deal with other symptoms, but it's easy for people to write that off or chalk it up to something else. It's common for people who deal with adrenal fatigue or thyroid issues to have people suggest that they're just depressed. With good intentions, people often suggest that you would maybe just see a counselor or take an antidepressant and you might feel better. And that may help some people for a time, but it's not usually the cure-all that friends and family hope that it is. So my advice is to try to be as kind and patient as you can. Most people really want you to feel better, but if they haven't been through it, they just really don't understand. Sometimes in this journey, you're going to feel alone. You might find yourself feeling very lonely and misunderstood. It's hard not to feel this way when you see doctor after doctor and are told that they can't find anything wrong, but you know something isn't right and you feel terrible. On top of that, your friends and family only really understand that you're tired. So my advice on this is to find a really good healthcare provider that practices functional medicine or integrative medicine and have necessary tests done. And reach out to other people that have gone through the same thing. You can find groups on Facebook, Meetup might have something in your area, or even a local church or library might be an option. But definitely look for other people that have gone through similar situations. So healing is a process and it takes time. I'm very sorry to tell you, but the healing process isn't like driving on a straight road from point A to point B. It's more like when you have to drive 10 miles, but it takes you 2 hours to get somewhere because the GPS keeps telling you to drive 2 miles, take 4 lefts, and then go another few miles and take 4 rights. Well, you get the picture. But no matter what your healing process is like, I guarantee it won't be fast enough, and you most assuredly will deal with setbacks or challenges. That's because just when you think you have one thing under control, something else pops up. This is very common during the healing process, and it can be discouraging, but try to remember that healing really is a journey. I know it's really, really hard not to feel totally deflated and discouraged sometimes, but I promise if you're working on healing, you are making progress. It might be slow, teeny steps, but progress is progress. A great way to keep track of your progress and be able to see how far you've come is to keep a journal. That way you can always look back and remember where you started and where you are now. So you might find that your family will actually almost get used to you being tired, but you don't want them to. Your loved ones will get so used to you being tired and missing out on activities that it almost just seems normal to them, but it might really break your heart a little bit. This one might actually be the hardest of all. If you've dealt with a health issue for quite a while, you have no doubt said things like, sorry, I just don't have the energy, or I really want to go today, but I'm just too tired. And your family will probably get used to you not going with them to events or fun outings or holiday parties. And I know this because a few years ago, I missed my husband's birthday, our 20th anniversary, and Thanksgiving at our friend's house, among many other things. And while your family is sad that you missed all that, they're so used to you not feeling well that it's just not a surprise that you couldn't go. But when you miss events or you're too tired to do anything, use that time to be kind to yourself. Get extra rest. Make a list of things you're grateful for. It can be really easy to feel down when you miss fun activities or events, but remember, putting your health and healing first is the only thing that's going to get you back out there. While all of that seems more than a little sad and depressing, let's not leave it there, because believe it or not, there are good things, or silver linings, if you will, that you can find if you look for them. So this is a time of change. After being brought to your lowest, there's only one way you can go, and that's up. You're being rebuilt mentally, physically, and emotionally. And throughout your journey, you'll learn that what your individual needs are for a healthy mind and body. Not that you'll never deal with another health issue again, but you'll come out of this with a much deeper knowledge of yourself and your needs, and that will help you for the rest of your life. You're also going to learn how to set better boundaries. When you don't feel well, you learn to set better boundaries and start saying no to things that aren't absolutely necessary. You just don't have the energy. This isn't all bad though, because this gives your children or your partner or other people in your life a chance to learn to be more self-sufficient and to take on some of the responsibilities that honestly, maybe they should have had anyway. And if you're anything like me, you learn that they can do a lot more than you thought they could. And through this journey, you're going to find out what's really important. When you have good health and energy, it's easy to say yes to every request that comes your way. When you don't have good health, you learn to say no and save your time and energy for really important things. It's actually a great way to step back, take stock of your life, and decide what is essential and let go of what's not. And with that, you get to reset and rebuild your life. You also learn how to listen to your body. This is not only essential, but actually non-negotiable. If you don't learn how to listen to your body, you will never fully recover, period. Doctors, holistic health practitioners, bloggers, or your best friend can give you 10 different healing protocols, but we're all different. So what works for one may not be the best treatment for another. If you don't listen to your body and pay attention to how you are reacting to treatments, you won't be able to navigate this healing journey very well and the health you're working so hard to gain. Learning to listen to your body is a skill that can sometimes take a lot of practice, but once you get the hang of it, you'll know which kind of movement and exercise your body tolerates and which ones are good for you. The foods that nourish and heal, and how to best help yourself in times of stress, when to say no, and so much more. The mind-body connection and knowledge you've learned will help you stay healthy and well throughout your life. And here's a bonus. It's one last thing about recovering from a health issue like adrenal fatigue, and it's a lesson that I hope you take to heart and never, ever forget. You learn how strong and resilient you actually are. Living is easier when health is good, but when you feel exhausted, anxious, have dizziness, mood swings, or any other symptoms that go along with your health issue, it can be a real struggle. If you feel like you're struggling, do me a favor. Stop and think of 3 reasons why you're working so hard to get better health. Make a list of these reasons and keep it somewhere safe so you can pull it out when you need encouragement. These 3 or more, you can have more, reasons are going to help you when you need a pick-me-up. And someday when you look back, remember your list and see just how much progress you've made, you're going to be really excited. Want to know how I know this? Because you're here actively looking for information to heal yourself, deciding that quitting isn't an option, and you are strong as hell even if you feel weak and exhausted. So if you're dealing with adrenal fatigue or any other health issue, and any of these truths resonate with you, I would love to hear from you. Please feel free to send me a message or share with me your story, tips, or best resources. Hopefully I've given you some helpful tips. I know it's a lot to take in, so feel free to listen to this episode again or go to my website and check out all of this information there. And be sure to join me next time for more health and wellness info just for women. Thanks for listening today. Are you interested in diving deeper? Head over to aradiantlyhealthylife.com and be sure to sign up for my email list so you can stay up to date on what's new and gain access to exclusive tips, insights, and resources available only to my community. While you're there, feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And if you like this episode, consider sharing it with a friend. Every share helps us reach more people and spread the message of health and wellness. I'll be back next week. But in the meantime, remember, small steps really do make a big difference. See you next time.